going back to that thing you said to me when we first met about you spending 100 days a year in a tent, I think camping is one of those things that is also really divisive, especially in kind of motorcycling. Some people love it. I love camping. I never feel like more comfortable than when I just wake up and I'm in a field, you know. But for a lot of people, it's not something they enjoy. And quite often I think it's not something they enjoy because they haven't quite figured out how to make it good yet. So is it something that you've always loved? Like, have you always just been one of those people who's happy in a tent, happy under the stars? And for those that aren't into camping so much or don't have lots of experience, how do you make it an experience that's decent enough for it to be a second home?
Yeah, so, well, I think I have always liked camping, but there's also, I've just always done it. It's not even that I've always liked it. It's just what my family did. It's what I did for work. And it's just like the area, like if you live here and you don't, it'd be like being in Wales and not owning sheep, dude. It's like not, you can't, I imagine that you own sheep.
There's always sheep somewhere.
It's something I always did. So, yeah. But I've probably had more shitty sleeping situations. Well, maybe not. 1/4 of my sleeping situations camping have been poor. Like I've woken up and been like, that sucked. But for me, it's not about like the camping so much as it is the convenience of not having to like go find a place or pay for a place to sleep. Because you can camp in the United States, like so many places that are just free. You just set it up and go. I think a lot of people don't like it because it's very vulnerable. Like you just have this piece of cloth between you and like where we're at. A bear attack is like what people are always thinking. I've camped places, like in Peru where we were like pretty close to big cities and like some of the locals have told us like, hey, you're probably gonna get robbed. So like that to me is worse than a bear. They haven't even like come be like, I'm gonna steal your shit. But so like there's a lot of discomfort and vulnerability that comes with it. But the ways that I make it more comfortable are, if I feel really I'm not very afraid of bears, but if I just feel the vibe is off, dude, I'll just pack up and move closer to the truck or just do whatever I need to get comfortable. Like I'm never committed to like suffering through it. And like if the weather looks really shitty and I'm not like fully on like a 1-week trip and there's no choice of getting out of it, I'll just bail, dude. Like to me, it's not, I'm going camping or I'm not going camping. It's like, I'm going to go set up to go camping. And if it sucks, I'm fully like willing to say, I'm not like Superman. I'm just going home. But like some practical things are like get a good tent that you don't have to get an expensive one, but one that like has a lot of room. So like getting a 1-person tent is not great for one person. Getting a 2-person tent is not great for 2 people. That's like industry insight. Like they're always like a 1-person tent is like a half-person tent. A 2-person tent is a 1.5-person tent. So I always rock a 3-person.
On your own.
Except for my. No, because I never camp on my own. Like so that's
okay.
I'm always like, yeah. But like I have a 2-person tent that's like ultralight that I'll bring moto camping in really good weather, and then you can open up the doors and it feels like it's a little bit bigger than it is. The other thing too is as I've gotten older, I really don't like sleeping on the ground with just like a regular like inflatable pad. It kind of sucks. So my solution is I bring 2 ultralight pads, and then the first one you go like hard, like stiff. And the second one, you go like 2 PSI.
Nice.
And then it's like just as comfortable as being at home. Yeah.
That's a hot tip.
And then I'd say like the other pro tip is like people bring pillows and or camp pillows and all that's bullshit. Just bring like your puffy down jacket and then just like roll it up into like a ball in your sleeping bag. And then you're like super comfortable. No. Yeah. So like, okay, here's another thing too. I don't know if you guys have this. You probably don't. Mace, I guess, is what you guys would call it. But here we
don't need it much, like the odd rabid sheep is the biggest.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, like some people are afraid of like humans, right? So I always go with bear spray, regardless of whether I'm going to a bear area, because that bump in the night. If you have like a can of bear spray in your hand, you're like, fuck it, you just fall back asleep. But if that bump in the night and you have nothing, dude. You get like in this mental loop where you feel so vulnerable and you're like, I have to find out, but there's no way I'm unzipping my tent to look. Like, and then you're just like frozen, tired, and like this sucks. So like I always bring a can of bear spray, unless I'm like international. I always bring a can of bear spray with me just to be like, oh well, whatever. Like because at the night when you're not logical and you're just like running off of like this injection of fear from a loud noise that happened. You just grab one of your bear spray and be like, I'm good. And it makes you fall asleep like instantly. It's like an adult pacifier. And by the way, I've never had to use it. But it's nice to have in my hand. Nice.
Yeah, I don't think I fancy meeting a bear middle of the night. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't sleep right afterwards. Yeah. So, if you enjoyed this excerpt and you'd love to see more of this conversation, this was taken from our podcast with Isaac about how to become a better adventurer. Our podcast is for our Patreon subscribers only. So if you want to see this and more great podcasts like this, you can click the link in the top right to learn more. And have a great day.